Welcome to the first ever episode of Retro Computer Reviews. Today we will be reviewing a rather interesting piece of technology from back in 1997, 1998, and this is the Sony Mavica camera. Now, one noticeable thing, it's very thick. I probably have a hand about 6 inches, put it up there. That thing's probably good 1 inch, 1¼ inch high. I could probably take a good bed at that. But anyways, the reason that this thing is so interesting is that it is a digital camera, but not in the common sense that most people think. This digital camera actually uses floppy disks. These are regular 1.44 megabyte floppy disks, 3.5 inch, and it's really weird. You don't see cameras with floppy disks, but basically it would slide right in here. And the reason that Sony was looking into using floppy disk for their more earlier digital cameras was because at the time the closest thing you got to putting your photos on your computer would be a serial port or something like that, which a lot of cameras, practically all of them, did not want to support. And when they did support it, it could be very glitchy. The camera could come off as a bit hard to read to the computer. So naturally, Sony sat down and had the idea to come up with the Sony Mavica. And the Mavica is actually an acronym, and it basically describes how it uses floppy disks to run the camera. As you can see, other than the weird aspect of its storage, you have a normal, just pop the lens cover off, it's just a normal zoom. It's got 16 times digital zoom. It runs at 1.3 megapixels, which by today's standards is rather low, but at the time it was fair to say that it was a good competitor for digital cameras. Its button is a 2-button, and like most digital cameras today, you would hold down to lock the focus, then click all the way to take the picture. And as you can see, Sony has these branded straps for them, which feel really nice around the neck. But yeah, let's get into this review of this really interesting camera. The Sony Mavica itself, as we can see, is a rather simple setup for a camera of its time. As you can see, the charger is right beside the Mavica, in between the floppy disk and the Mavica, and the battery is underneath it. The battery, as you can see, is just a regular Sony branded NP-F550 battery, lithium ion, and then it is rated at 7.2 volts at 10.8 milliwatt hours, and then the rest is just kind of tags and stuff to let you know what it is. Here we have the battery charger, and this is a standard standalone wall adapter to Sony battery pack. And the Sony uses little holes at the top of the battery where these pins will fit in, and it just slides in. But the Sony Mavica, as you can see, hold on, it is of course, 2.3 megapixels, stated right there if the camera will focus. It's got a flash, and the interesting thing is, here's the floppy drive. You would think that they would just keep it at pictures, but you can actually record movie clips onto the floppy drive, oddly enough. By switching this little switch over to movie, you activate the movie mode. The LCD screen has backlight on or backlight off, brightness adjustment, volume adjustment. It has the flash button right here, which enables the flash, and it has a digital zoom that goes right there. This is where you will eject the disc, and there is your menu and arrow keys. And then you have picture effects, program, and display. At the top, you see here we have the microphone, and here we have, I don't really know why they would put this on here, but it's actually where the light from the backlight will shine through to the top and make kind of a, I guess, kind of a light bar going across. At the bottom you see information, electrical warnings, stuff like that. There is where you would insert the battery pack into the machine. And I will demonstrate this for you now. As you see, arrow points where it goes. And the battery pack will face the control unit and stuff like that, and just slides right in, and that little clip keeps it in place. Now to turn the Sony Mavica on, you take the lens cap off, and you will press the power button right here. And we get that nice little ding. Now, the backlight is off, and you can't really see it at all. Turn the backlight on, and the camera comes on. Now, I'm not going to set the date and time. Here's your menu, setup, all that. And there's your clocks and stuff like that. Now, if you press down again, that takes the menu away. Now, as it's saying, it says no disc right there. The camera is at 175 minutes on the battery, and you have your little controls icons right here. It's a really well built machine, even considering, but let's get to the real joy and fun of this. As we can see, these floppy disks are the only ones I could find, but they are bad. So, but just for demonstrations purposes, you would take, and the floppy disk will face you on its writing. You'd slide it in, and it will read it, saying disk access. And of course, disk error C1301. And then to eject the disk, you hit that, disk pops out. Now, it's a rather easy machine to use, so there's really not much to it. You have your digital zoom, your picture effects, which gives you different effects to it, and your brightness, your volumes. And this is in movie mode. Switch it over to still mode, and then if you click play, it'll try and read the disc but say no disc. Now this is that light bar effect that I was talking about on the backlight, because if we switch it off, it goes away. But switch it on and there's the light bar effect. And you have your flash capability, which turns flash on or off. And that's really about it for the Mavica. An interesting camera from a time when people were trying to put their pictures onto a convenient format. Thanks for watching, and please visit Retro Computer Reviews. I try to post videos whenever I can of pretty much anything in my collection that seems interesting.